Chapter 61 Second Rebirth, Heavenly Serpent Mark. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Following the battle in Baifengliaching 20 years ago, another big thing happened here in Xuanhuan Division. The heads of the Lin family and the Ouyang family, who joined the Great Zhou Demon Suppression Division back then, were two cultivators at the pinnacle of the First Realm, and led dozens of demon-suppressing guards to avenge their son. As a result, they all died. The demon suppressor was furious. The governor of Dazhou personally led people to investigate, unsuccessful, after reporting to the town. Jinhua from the Three Realms brought the secret treasure and searched for it for a while, but still found nothing. In the end, this incident alarmed the demon-suppressing division commander. The ascetic who was suspected of being in the Five Realms took action, go into the mountains and forests for 20 days. After returning, he ordered that no one in the demon suppression department should investigate the matter. Anyone who violated the rules would be expelled from their posts or killed. This matter was only circulated among the top leaders of the monastic circles of the four countries. It didn't cause a sensation. 100 years later, Dazhou, Xuanhuan Prefecture, Jinjun, on the official road leaving the county town, a carriage moved forward slowly. The young coachman held a piece of weed in his mouth and sang folk songs that no one could understand. From time to time he took out his whip and whipped the black horse in front of him. I said horse, you said hay. He became interested. Horse. There was a pause. He said to himself, hay. Horse. Hay. He had a great time playing it himself. A layer of scars appeared on the black horse's body, and he howled. Zhao Ming. There was a shout from the carriage. A girl with a bun stuck her head out. Can you be quiet for a while? Zhao Ming bit the weed, stopped hee-hee, and scratched his head in embarrassment. Sister Xuanxiang, is it done? He asked. Hearing this, the beautiful Xuanxiang was disdainful. That boy is a loser. As soon as I asked him to play with him at night, he would do everything he could to satisfy my various requests. She sneered. A glass of poisonous wine will kill you. Zhao Ming breathed a sigh of relief. They were killing people on the road, which was considered high risk. That's good. As soon as you get out of the official road, throw him in the forest, let some blood out, and wait for the wild beasts to eat him. He said it quite skillfully. Xuanxiang nodded. Be quiet for a while. I'll take a nap. Call me when you get there. His head retracted into the carriage. Xuanxiang sat down, looked at the pale corpse next to her, and shook her head. Fortunately, I have a high mental quality. If anyone is timid, who can still sleep. Yawning, she leaned against the carriage. In a jolt, I slowly fell asleep. Gu Shang felt a burst of pain. This feeling was so unpleasant. A force was devouring him crazily in his body, as if it was going to melt his whole body. He was determined, and he didn't care about the pain. Consciousness gradually becomes clearer. His perception became more obvious. Obviously, this was his second rebirth, and there was an extra memory in his mind, but this is all secondary. For him, the most important thing is to solve his problems. With his eyes closed, he became immersed. 10,000 years of true energy cultivation has arrived. The meridians that filled his body were gradually swallowing up a weak force. His pain was caused by the swallowing. This is Tao Meridian. Gu Shang was stunned. Although Xuanhuan Daoju's introduction to Tao Meridians was very complicated, he still recognized the weak power in his body. My true energy is corroding the Tao Meridians. He tried to control it with his ever-changing true power. Useless. This is completely instinctive behavior. The yang gang qi and Tao veins are in natural conflict and cannot be adjusted. Gu Shang understood. In this situation, there are only two outcomes. First, he once again had 10,000 years of true energy cultivation, but his Tao veins were swallowed up and obliterated. Second, disperse the power and preserve the Tao channels. It's a no-brainer. The Tao meridian only exists once, and you can have it again with your true energy cultivation. But he was not willing to let him lose his strength like this. After all, I have practiced hard for more than 100 years. Fortunately, I was prepared. Gu Shang sighed. In one thought, all the innate qi in the body dissipated. They poured out from the meridians, and slowly blended into the skin, flesh and bones outside, enhancing his physical strength. During his practice, Gu Shang thought about this problem. Yang gang qi can cause harm to demons, ghosts, and even ascetics, so if you are reborn with 10,000 years of cultivation, there will most likely be conflicts ever since. He came up with this method, integrate the power of positive energy into the body, from mage to warrior. Although the overall strength will be weakened, it is not unacceptable. The yang gang qi is integrated into the body, and cracks need to be torn open, which is very painful, but over the years, Gu Shang has become immune to pain. Under this pain, he began to understand the memory of this body and became familiar with the situation. Gu Fan is 15 years old. His father is the lowest level demon suppressing guard under the demon suppressing division. He was killed in action 5 years ago. His mother is an ordinary woman who died in childbirth when giving birth to him. He also has an uncle, his father's eldest brother. He is also a demon suppressing guard. This year, his uncle's family has been taking care of him. 1 day ago, he had just turned 15. This age happened to be the average age for awakening the Taoist meridians. According to the usual practice, the suppressing demon division sent someone to check his Taoist meridians. But the matter was taken over by the uncle. Considering their relationship, Xuanhuan acquiesced. The uncle personally tested him yesterday, and the result was that he had no Tao pulse. After reporting the matter, the uncle went to a distant city to participate in the operation. Finally, the aunt decided to let Xuanxiang, the personal maid, take him out for a tour to sweep away the worries of not having a spiritual connection. Gu Fan has always liked this maid. Of course I am very willing. On the way, the maid invited him to drink. Okay, the basic plot is clear. At this time, all the pain on his body ended. His physical strength has been greatly improved. Although he cannot cause harm to demons and cultivators, he is still invincible among ordinary people. If he goes all out, even a cultivator in the first realm cannot outrun him. Gu Shang opened his eyes. He glanced at Xuanxiang who was sleeping. In a jolt, he opened the properties panel. Infinite rebirth system. Number of rebirths, 2, name, Gu Shang, Gu Fan, gender, male, current, cultivation, peak of grandmaster, martial arts, first level of Taoism, cultivation, talent, dog king, loyalty, bloodline nemesis, gold finger, infinite blue bars, cultivation speed increased by 100 times. You can draw a golden finger once. Gu Shang was lying down, silently thinking about extraction in his mind. Gold finger and heavenly snake seal have been drawn. Gu Shang glanced at the golden finger, seal of the heavenly serpent. The heavenly serpent has excellent appearance, increased affinity to snakes, increased damage to winged and feathered creatures, can summon 9 snake heads out of the body, devours flesh and blood to recover from injuries, can consume spirit to summon. Ordinary snake attack, strength is 1% of the body. Explore on your own. This ability is a bit interesting. While thinking, he clearly felt the changes in his body. He had grown taller and stronger, and his clothes and shoes were obviously uncomfortable. The hair grows longer and the black hair falls. The skin is delicate and supple. The fingers are long and white. Chapter 62 Testing and Cleaning. You are listening at NavelFull.audio. Xuanxiang felt a chill. She opened her eyes in discomfort. When she saw the scene in front of her clearly, she was shocked. His body curled up into a ball, shivering in the corner. Who is this guy? She looked confused. Lying on the carriage was a handsome, extremely handsome man. He lay quietly with his eyes empty, seeming to be thinking about the problem. Well, his clothes, these are Gu Fan. Looking at the familiar clothes, Xuanxiang was even more incredible. Why has this guy changed his appearance? It looks much better. At this time, she saw Gu Fan slowly sitting up. Is there a mirror? Only then did Xuanxiang realize that Gu Fan's originally ordinary eyes had changed into a pair of alluring fox eyes, which made her squirm wildly. Besides, he didn't know when a black snake mark appeared between his eyebrows. The snake was very small, with a curved body right in the center of its head. This guy is not dead. After rummaging around for a while, Xuanxiang handed over a small bronze mirror. He is Gu Fan. He is not dead. Xuanxiang thought in her mind. Looking at Gu Fan looking in the mirror, she looked confused. Why did he suddenly become like this? Lowering her head, Xuanxiang resisted the desire to see Gu Fan. If he doesn't die today, Madam and Master will definitely kill me. No matter what changes he has, the time is too short and he will not be able to compare with Master and Madam. This guy looks weird though, but Xuanhuan could feel that Gu Fan was still as strong as before, without any change. Force yourself to calm down. Xuanhuan smiled, pulled down the ribbon on her shoulders, revealing her beautiful shoulders, and poured another glass of wine. Sir, have another drink. The journey is difficult, but it will be much more fun with good wine. Gu Shang put down the mirror and glanced at the glass of highly poisonous wine. Sigh, he grabbed the clothes on his body and pulled them gently. Tear. The clothes were torn and he took them off directly. Sir, what are you doing? This, on the carriage, is inappropriate. Chun Xiang was shocked. As the carriage jolted, a lot of wine spurted out. She wanted to seek help from Zhao Ming outside, but this guy started having fun again. Gu Shang took off all his clothes in front of Xuanhuan. Xuanxiang's face turned red. Looking at his perfect body, she was confused about whether to give him poisoned wine. A thought came to mind: the secret method of flesh and blood was operating, and Gu Shang was covered with a layer of ordinary white clothes. Shui Kai possessed him and he felt a lot more comfortable. The clothes I just wore were too restrictive. Master, Xuanhuan looked at this bizarre scene and was a little at a loss. Xuanhuan, right? Gu Shang crossed his legs and sat opposite her. Reach out. A sharp thorn flew out and touched Xuanhuan Bai's neck. Did the aunt ask you to come? Does this matter have anything to do with the uncle? He asked calmly. Xuanhuan bit her lips and looked at him pitifully. The next moment, I felt a stinging pain in my neck. When I reached out and touched it, I saw blood red. Xuanhuan panicked. Gu Fan really knows how to do it. Master, I like you very much. She swayed her slim body, charmingly. If you don't tell me, you'll die. Gu Shang lost the patience to continue communicating with her, and his tone was cold. Yes. Madam and Master asked us to take advantage of this trip to kill you. Xuanhuan couldn't hold it any longer. Say it directly. TSK, if that's the case, then take the opportunity to break away from this identity. Gu Shang shook his head. The spikes retract. Xuanhuan breathed a sigh of relief. Gu Shang smiled. Xuanhuan felt something bad. The next moment, 9 black snake heads stretched out from Gu Shang's back, and he leaned in front of Xuanhuan. Ah! Xuanhuan screamed. His face turned pale. The 9 snake heads took one bite at a time, and Xuanhuan was quickly swallowed. Gu Shang felt the black snake mark between his eyebrows expand. Eating flesh and blood to recover from injuries. Just as he was about to investigate carefully, the carriage suddenly stopped. Zhao Ming opened the car curtain. Sister Xuanhuan, what's wrong? He looked wary. A snake head flew out, grabbed his body, and pulled him into the carriage. Another burst of devouring. The 9 snakeheads cooperated very well. Not a piece of clothing was left, not a drop of blood. Gu Shang stepped out of the carriage, sat in the driver's seat outside, raised his whip, and continued driving. The carriage moved forward slowly with a burst of dust. On the way, Gu Shang tentatively made a cut on his hand, ready to try the healing effects. His physical body had already practiced physical training techniques, and coupled with the infusion of 10,000 years of Yang Jinqi, it was impossible to break through the defense. Even with all his strength, he couldn't open a wound. It seems that this ability cannot be tested in a short time. Shaked his head, he reached out and grabbed it. An ordinary, 1-meter-long black snake suddenly appeared and was held in his hand. Well, it is indeed very ordinary. But with 1% of my strength, it is easy to kill ordinary masters. Gu Shang felt the huge strength of his small body and was very satisfied. He had nothing to fear. He wasn't afraid of things like snakes before. Instead he thought they were cool and eye-catching. The most important thing is that the summoned snake consumes mental power. The blue bars are unlimited. I can keep summoning it. Suddenly, dozens of snakes appeared behind the carriage. They are different colors, some are poisonous and some are not. It operates very smoothly, as if it were driven by both hands, like an arm. With a thought, all the little snakes disappeared. The summoned snakes have no intelligence and can only do things according to my orders. I can make them disappear at any time. The first time they are summoned randomly, but as long as they appear and are not dead in the first summons, they can be designated the next time. Call and be more efficient. There is more relevant information in my mind. Gu Shang took out the bronze mirror from his pocket again and took a closer look at this strange yet familiar face. Fox eyes actually brought him here, it's unbelievable. He reached out and touched the black snake mark on his forehead. This thing is a little obvious. The blood was consumed, and a complete mask was put on his face, then there was another change, and the mask changed to only cover the upper half of the face. It's a little troublesome, but it looks really handsome. Gu Shang sighed and took back his mask. Now, his overall appearance is much better than before. In addition, he has added a hint of charm, which makes him look extraordinary, like a noble man. His height has become the standard 1.87 meters, which is completely different from the 15-year-old boy before. I wonder if this ability can be stacked with Bloodline Nemesis. Now his damage against creatures with wings and feathers has been increased. If it can be stacked with Bloodline Nemesis, that would be great. Summoning a small black snake, Gu Shang stroked his head, preparing to move forward and leave here. Suddenly, his brain felt a twinge of pain. Warm reminder, if you find that clicking the next page will force you to jump to other websites, please use the chapter error or contact us at the bottom to inform us. We will handle it as soon as possible. Thank you for your understanding.